Today, Sunday, January 18, if life feels heavy and your heart feels tired, pause for a moment. This prayer of gratitude is for you. Don't scroll. Please don't scroll, because if you're hearing this right now, this message is for you, and your heart already knows it. Take a slow breath and listen carefully, because something sacred is happening in this exact moment. This is not random. This is not coincidence. This is divine timing meeting your exhaustion. God sees how overwhelmed you've been lately, even on the days you told everyone you were fine. He sees the weight you've been carrying silently, the responsibilities piling up, the emotions you didn't have words for, the nights your mind wouldn't turn off, and the mornings you had to push yourself out of bed when your spirit felt tired before the day even began. And right now, heaven is speaking softly to you, not with pressure, not with judgment, but with comfort. Listen to this. Your life is not falling apart, even though it feels overwhelming. Your soul is being invited into gratitude because gratitude is the doorway to peace when nothing else makes sense. God is not asking you to pretend everything is okay. He's asking you to acknowledge that even in the chaos, even in the uncertainty, even in the emotional overload, you are still being held. And if your chest feels tight as you listen, if your eyes are getting heavy, that's not weakness, that's release. This message found you because you've been strong for too long without rest. You've been praying quietly, hoping something would shift, wondering when the pressure would ease, questioning if God heard you when your prayers sounded more like sighs than words. And here's the truth your spirit needs to hear today. God heard every single one. Even the prayers you didn't know how to say. Even the moments when all you could do was sit in silence. Even the times you felt guilty for being tired instead of thankful. God understands the difference between ungratefulness and exhaustion. And today He's calling you into a different kind of gratitude. Not the kind that ignores pain, but the kind that survives it. Thank God right now, not because everything went right, but because you didn't give up when everything felt heavy. Thank God for the days you cried and still showed up. Thank God for the strength you borrowed when yours ran out. Thank God for protecting you from what you don't even know you were spared from. And listen closely, if you've been seeing signs lately, repeating numbers like 11. 11 when your thoughts drift, 222 when you're doubting your decisions, 444 when you're asking for reassurance. This is confirmation that you are not alone in this season. Angels are closer than you think. The universe is responding to your endurance. God is closer now than He was before the storm began. This overwhelming feeling you're carrying is not punishment, it's preparation. It's the stretching before expansion. It's the shaking before alignment. And right now, as you pause here, gratitude is beginning to soften something inside you. You don't have to have it all figured out today. You don't have to know how everything will work out. All you need to do in this moment is acknowledge that despite the pressure, despite the confusion, despite the emotional weight, God has not let go of you. And He never will. This message is wrapping around you like a quiet reminder. You are allowed to rest without quitting. You are allowed to feel overwhelmed without losing faith. And you are allowed to thank God even when life feels like too much. Something is shifting as you listen. You may not see it yet, but your spirit feels it. The heaviness isn't permanent. The pressure isn't your destiny. This is only a chapter, not the conclusion. Stay here. Keep listening. Because what God is about to reveal next is going to change how you see everything you've been struggling with. Listen, stay with me, because what you're feeling right now is not accidental. This calm that's slowly settling into your chest, this sense that something is finally understanding you, this is God meeting you exactly where you are. And now, we shift gently into gratitude, not the loud kind, not the forced kind, but the sacred, quiet gratitude that rises when you realize you survived something that should have broken you. God, today we thank you, even while our hands are still shaking, even while our minds are still full, even while the answers haven't fully arrived yet. We thank you for waking us up this morning when we didn't even know how we were going to face the day. We thank you for the breath in our lungs when anxiety tried to steal our peace. We thank you for being close when life felt overwhelming, when responsibilities felt heavier than our strength, when emotions came in waves and we had no shore in sight. Thank you for every closed door that protected us from paths we begged for but weren't ready to walk. Thank you for the delays that felt like rejection but were actually redirection. Thank you for the endings that hurt deeply but made room for healing we didn't even know we needed. And if the listener feels guilt for struggling, remind them right now that gratitude and pain can exist in the same space. You can be thankful and tired. You can love God and still feel overwhelmed. You can trust the process and still have moments of fear. God is not disappointed in you for feeling this way. He is proud of you for staying, for continuing, for not giving up when it would have been easier to shut down emotionally. And right now, as gratitude flows through your spirit, something unseen is moving on your behalf. The universe responds when gratitude is spoken in the middle of uncertainty. Heaven leans in when you say, "Thank you," without knowing how the story ends. If you've been feeling like life is testing you from every angle, understand this: tests only come before promotion. Pressure only comes before breakthrough. And gratitude is the signal that tells God you trust Him with what's next. This is why you've been feeling called to slow down, to reflect, to sit in moments like this. Your spirit is awakening to a higher level of awareness. You're starting to see patterns, lessons, divine protection that you once overlooked. The overwhelming season sharpened your discernment. It taught you who to trust, what to release, and where your true strength comes from. And if you've been noticing signs lately, numbers repeating, dreams feeling more vivid, memories resurfacing unexpectedly, this is your soul processing growth. This is alignment happening quietly. God is rearranging things behind the scenes in ways you can't yet measure. Right now, gratitude is breaking cycles that prayer alone couldn't break. Gratitude is calming your nervous system, realigning your faith, and opening doors you didn't even know existed. And hear this clearly: you are not behind in life. You are not late. You are not failing. You are exactly where you need to be to become who you are meant to be. Thank God for the resilience that formed in the shadows. Thank God for the emotional strength that developed when no one clapped for you. Thank God for carrying you through moments you never talk about. Even now, something heavy is loosening its grip. Even now, peace is settling where panic once lived. Stay open. Stay grateful. Because the same God who carried you through what overwhelmed you is the God who is about to bring clarity, relief, and a quiet miracle into your life sooner than you think. And this isn't the end of the message. This is only the deepening. Stay with me, don't scroll now, because what's unfolding in your spirit as you listen is bigger than emotion, it's awakening. There's a reason this message feels different. A reason your mind is quieting while your heart feels more alert. This is that moment when the noise of life fades just enough for truth to rise. God is gently opening your eyes to something you couldn't see before, and the overwhelming season you've been walking through was not meant to break you. It was meant to wake you up. You are stepping into a new level of awareness, and that's why everything has felt so intense. Awakening is rarely comfortable. It comes with questions, emotional purging, exhaustion, and a deep sense that the old way of living no longer fits. And if you've been feeling disconnected from things that once mattered, drawn to solitude, craving meaning instead of distractions, This is not isolation, it's alignment. God is separating you from what drains you so He can connect you to what restores you. Listen closely. Your destiny is not loud, it's precise. It moves quietly, guided by divine timing, and right now, you're being repositioned for it. The universe has been sending you confirmations because your spirit has been asking for reassurance. The repeated numbers you keep seeing are not random glitches in time. They are gentle reminders that you are supported. 111 shows up when your thoughts are powerful and shaping your future. 222 appears when you're doubting yourself but alignment is unfolding. 333 signals divine guidance, creativity, and protection. 444 shows up when angels are surrounding you, stabilizing what feels unstable. These signs are not meant to confuse you, they are meant to calm you. God knows you needed proof that you're not imagining this shift, that the overwhelming pressure had purpose. And now, gratitude becomes your anchor in this awakening. When you thank God for the discomfort, you unlock clarity. When you thank Him for the confusion, you receive wisdom. When you thank Him for the season that tested you, you step into the season that blesses you. This is where destiny starts to feel real, not as a distant dream, but as a quiet certainty settling into your bones. You're beginning to trust your intuition again. You're noticing when something doesn't sit right. You're feeling nudges to walk away, to rest, to choose peace over proving yourself. That's not weakness, that's growth. God is training your spirit to listen, because where you're going, discernment matters more than speed. And let me say this clearly, because your heart needs to hear it, you didn't miss your chance. You didn't mess up your future. You didn't ruin anything by being overwhelmed. Everything you've walked through has shaped you for what's next. The delays protected you. The silence strengthened you. The waiting refined you. And right now, something unseen is aligning. Conversations, opportunities, connections, and moments that will soon make sense of everything that felt heavy. This awakening is teaching you to release control and replace it with trust. It's teaching you that gratitude is not just a response. It's a frequency. When you live in gratitude, you attract peace, clarity, and divine encounters. Stay present in this moment. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breath slow. Feel the reassurance settling in. Because the universe didn't bring you here to abandon you. God didn't wake you up spiritually to leave you confused. You are being guided step by step, even when the path isn't fully visible yet. And what's coming next, what God is preparing you for, will require the very strength, awareness, and gratitude this season has built in you. This is not the climax of your story. This is the turning point. Don't leave now. Stay right here. Because this part is touching the place in your heart you rarely talk about out loud. This message is for the part of you that has loved deeply, lost quietly, and learned painfully. God sees the emotional weight you've been carrying, the memories that still surface when you least expect them, the questions you ask late at night about love, timing, and whether the connection you're praying for is real or still on its way. And hear this clearly, because your soul already feels the truth in it. You are not broken in love, you are becoming refined in love. Every overwhelming emotion you felt, every disappointment you survived, every moment you wondered why it didn't work out, it all shaped your capacity to recognize what is aligned and what is not. God doesn't waste heartbreak. He repurposes it. And right now, gratitude is healing parts of your heart you didn't know were still holding tension. Thank God for the love that taught you what you deserve. Thank God for the connections that ended before they could damage you further. Thank God for the silence that forced you to hear your own needs again. If you've been feeling soulmate energy lately, thinking of someone unexpectedly, dreaming vividly, sensing a presence you can't explain, this is not fantasy. This is alignment preparing you. Sometimes soulmates don't arrive until you've learned how to protect your peace. Sometimes they don't show up until you stop begging for love and start honoring yourself. And if you're healing from someone who once felt like the one, understand this: gratitude is not saying it didn't hurt. Gratitude is saying it shaped you without defining you. God is restoring your heart gently, layer by layer. You may notice that you're less reactive now, less desperate for validation, more selective with your energy. That's growth. That's healing. That's divine preparation. And for some listening, love is not gone, it's being delayed for protection. God is removing distractions, emotional attachments, and patterns that would have pulled you backward. He is aligning you with a connection that meets you in peace, not chaos; clarity, not confusion; consistency, not emotional whiplash. This is why the overwhelming season touched your heart so deeply. It taught you the cost of pouring into the wrong places. And now, gratitude is closing those old emotional doors. You're no longer meant to chase, convince, or shrink yourself for love. What's meant for you will recognize you without force. And if you've been seeing signs, songs that speak directly to your situation, repeated numbers when you think about love, a sudden sense of calm after emotional release, this is confirmation that your heart is being recalibrated. God is preparing you to receive love that feels safe, steady, and aligned with who you've become, not who you used to be. Even if you're currently single, you are not alone. You are in a season of heart alignment. And if you're already connected to someone, this message may be inviting healing, forgiveness, or a deeper emotional awakening between you. Gratitude softens resentment. Gratitude opens communication. Gratitude restores intimacy. Let God into your love story, not just the beginning, but the healing chapters too. And listen closely, your past did not disqualify you from divine love. Your overwhelm did not scare God away from blessing you. Your emotional sensitivity is not a flaw, it's a strength that will be honored by the right person. Something is shifting in how you see love. Something is releasing in your chest. That's not coincidence, that's healing in motion. Stay open. Stay grateful. Because love, real, aligned, soul-deep love, is not behind you. It's adjusting its timing to meet you whole. Stay with me until the very end, because this final part is not just a closing. It's a sealing. Don't scroll now. Don't rush past this moment. What you're feeling as you listen is peace settling in layers, and that is not accidental. This is God gently placing His hand over your life and saying, "You made it through." Even if nothing around you has visibly changed yet, something within you already has. That's how divine shifts work. They begin internally before they manifest externally. And right now, gratitude is completing a cycle that began when life first started feeling overwhelming. God, we thank you, not with loud celebration, but with quiet reverence. Thank you for carrying us when we were too tired to carry ourselves. Thank you for staying close when faith felt fragile. Thank you for not requiring perfection, only presence. For the listener hearing this, let them feel peace replacing panic, assurance replacing doubt, and calm replacing mental noise. Let their nervous system rest. Let their heart unclench. Let them know they are safe in your hands. And listen closely, because this is prophetic. The season that overwhelmed you is ending. Not because you forced it to end, not because you finally figured everything out, but because you grew through it. The weight you carried taught you discernment. The silence taught you trust. The delay taught you patience. And now God is ushering you into a gentler chapter. Not one without challenges, but one with clarity, support, and inner stability. You will notice things starting to flow more naturally. Conversations will feel easier. Decisions will feel lighter. The constant mental replay will quiet down. This is alignment. This is restoration. And if you've been afraid that peace wouldn't last, hear this. What God gives, the world cannot take away. This peace is not circumstantial. It's rooted. It's earned through endurance. And because you chose gratitude instead of bitterness, reflection instead of resentment, surrender. Instead of shutdown, you unlocked access to a future version of yourself that knows how to breathe again. Pay attention in the coming days. You may receive unexpected reassurance, a message, an opportunity, a release, a moment of clarity that answers a prayer you stopped asking out loud. This is God confirming that you're not forgotten. And for anyone listening who felt invisible, overlooked, or emotionally exhausted, let this truth settle deep. Heaven never lost track of you. Your name has been spoken in rooms you haven't entered yet. Your efforts have been recorded even when no one applauded. Your faith, quiet, imperfect, but persistent, has moved things you cannot yet see. Continue in gratitude, not as an obligation, but as a lifestyle. Speak thankfulness over your mornings, your body, your progress, your healing. Gratitude will keep your spirit aligned when life tries to pull you back into fear. And remember this as you move forward. Overwhelming seasons do not come to stay, they come to shape. You are stepping out of survival mode and into grounded living. Out of confusion and into clarity. Out of heaviness and into peace. Take one more deep breath. Let it go slowly. That's it. You're safe. You're guided. You're deeply loved. And what's coming next will prove why you had to walk through everything you did. This chapter is closing gently, and a calmer, brighter one is already opening. If this prayer brought peace to your heart, take a second and like this video. Subscribe for daily prayers that strengthen your faith, and share this with someone who needs God's comfort today. May God's peace cover you and your home. Amen.